welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do another foundation slash BB cream review, and this time it's going to be on a drugstore product. I don't often feature drugstore products on my channel, and it's not because I don't think they're good. I don't know, I gravitate more towards the higher end stuff, but I am fully aware that not everyone is able to do that. So I do every once in a while want to feature some drugstore stuff. I know a lot of new drugstore stuff is coming out right now. It tends to happen at the beginning of the year. I feel like the drugstore launches all their new stuff. So I am going to be purchasing some of that soon. So I hope to feature a little bit more drugstore in my channel. But as a whole, it's just not something I normally gravitate towards. I have heard amazing things about this product though. Even though the website says it's still new, it's been out for, I feel like, a couple months. So it's not like I'm way on the new train, but I'm not way on the late train either. And today we're talking about the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream. So it comes in, I feel like, the signature CoverGirl packaging for probably half their foundations. It does not have a pump. It is a squeeze tube like most BB creams are, but I know they're like, Ready Set Gorgeous foundation comes in this kind of package. To me, you can't get better than this kind of package. Plastic, skinny, compact, squeeze tube, so it's hygienic. You're not dipping your hand into a pot. Very travel friendly. These are the types of foundations and base products that I use and I gravitate towards when I travel. I normally always take my L'Oreal Pro Matte because it's in this type of very non-breakable, slim, travel-friendly packaging. So right off the bat, I do appreciate the packaging. It is the standard 1 fluid ounce, and depending on where you get it, it's going to be different prices. The CoverGirl website's like $7.99. Ulta, it's $8.49, and I think Walmart, it's $6.25. To me, in my experience, drugstore makeup is always the cheapest at Walmart, unless there's like a huge sale going on. I know Rite Aid a lot of times does like 40% off. So it just depends on where you get it. But if you have a Walmart nearest you, I would definitely always start there. But again, you also can get sales. I know a lot of times Ulta does like buy one, get one, half off and whatnot. So either way, even being $8.49, it is very affordable being even from the drugstore. I feel like nowadays, I mean, drugstore foundations are upwards of $17, $18 sometimes, and I just think that's insane. So I do appreciate that CoverGirl is still staying with drugstore prices and that this is so affordable. It comes in 6 different shades, which I think is very common for a BB cream. You don't really get shade names in BB creams often. You get like light, medium, dark, deep, and that's exactly what this does. I am in the color light medium, and it seems to be a pretty good match for me. That's normally what I tend to go towards if it's in the explanation of a color, is light medium. This is oil-free. It claims to not clog pores, suitable for sensitive skin, and last all day. I think the whole point of this is that it's a BB cream that is not going to allow any oils to come through, since it is claiming to be a matte BB cream. Now, I have normal skin. I don't have oily skin, but sometimes I still do get a little bit shiny. Some of my skincare products will tend to seep through depending on the formulation of the foundation I put on top. So I think it's still okay for me to try this out and claim whether or not it's matte or not. And I also think it's important to note that on normal skin, you know, a lot of matte foundations can feel very tight. And I know on dry skin, it's gonna be even worse. They just are drying and they're tight because they're made for oily skin, so they are trying to dry the skin. Another bad thing about the fact that this is made for oily skin, and most matte foundations that I've come across do contain alcohol, and this is no exception. It does contain benzyl alcohol, which is considered one of the not so great alcohols that is found in quite a few cosmetics. It is number 13 down on the list. However, it's probably only a third of the way down on the list. So even though it is 13, it's got a lot of ingredients in this BB cream, so it's still not at the very bottom. So if you are very sensitive to alcohol, or if you're just adamant about not wearing products that have a high percentage of alcohol in it, you may want to skip on this. But again, it is a matte formulation. It does claim to control oils, and a lot of time alcohol is needed to support that claim. I am going to show you a quick demo of this, and then I'm going to go throughout my day and check in at night like I always do. So if you are interested to see how this CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream works for me and my normal skin, then keep on watching. Okay, so I have already primed my face. I used the YSL Touche Éclat Blur Primer. I did not want to use like a mattifying primer, and I didn't want to use a like luminous primer because I didn't want to alter the matte effect that this BB cream claims to give. So I just used my regular YSL Touche Éclat Blur, and I have also color corrected under my eyes. But so far that is all I have done to my face. Get this hair off my face. Wish it was attached to my head, but so goes the life of a shedding human being. Okay, so let's start. Again, I am in the color 530 light medium. I am actually going to do this half with a sponge. I'm using my Beauty Junkie sponge, and half with a brush. I'm going to use my Artis brush today just to see. I've only used this once, and I used a sponge the entire face, so I'm just going to see how it works with a brush as well. So this is the color. You can see it is not thick. It is running down my hand. If it will, hello, focus. It is running down my hand, but that is the color. As far as color matching goes, I think this is pretty spot on. Normally I go for things that say matte, or not matte, light medium, if they have that option. So I'm going to just start. Doesn't really have a scent. Scents don't bother me, but I know they bother a lot of people, so I do like to say whether or not it has a scent. I'm going to start just applying that on this side of my face. Again, I'm using my Beauty Junkie sponge. Right now, I don't have any like obvious peeling going on or obvious dry skin. If I did have peeling, I would not use a brush because all that does is exfoliate the peeling that's already happening. So I do only stick to beauty blenders when I have that. So, all right, I don't know if you can tell. So this side, that mirror, this I don't have anything on. So you can see I do have a little bit of redness today. But other than that, like my pores aren't giving me any issues. Again, I don't have dry patches or anything. And then this is with the Beauty Blender. Now, I don't know if it's coming off the camera. I can still see a little bit of redness right in here. I don't know if that's coming off or not. I'm going to see if the brush covers that up a little bit more on that. I might add more and we'll see if it's buildable. So I used about half of what was on my hand. I probably am going to use more than what I originally squeezed out, but let's start and see if this brush does anything better. Some foundations I love this brush with, and some I do not. And I think this is going to be one that I do not. I don't know if you can tell right there. Like, it didn't really do much of anything, and it looks drier on this side. So I'm going to add a little bit more, and we're going to see if we can build this up with my sponge. Quite honestly, nothing beats this sponge. And it's like $4. So it covered up my redness a little bit better than the brush did, but I was also adding a little bit more product. Let's go over to this side and see if I can build up. So I was able to build it up, and I do feel like it doesn't look like it's been built up. Like a lot of times you can use a foundation or a BB cream and you can build it up to cover what you want it to cover, but then it just looks like cakey and like you have 3 layers of foundation or BB cream on. And while that might be true, you don't want it to look like that. So I think this built up fairly well, and it covered enough to where I don't feel like I need to do any more. Like I feel like it's covered pretty well actually. I'm just gonna take a little bit down on my neck. Color works for me. You know, a lot of times the camera makes my neck and chest look brighter or lighter than my face, but I assure you it's not enough for me to worry about. I feel like it works fine, and if I would have gone lighter, it would have been too light, darker, too dark. So I will say that the directions on the actual site, like the Ulta site, say to use either your fingertips or a sponge. So that might be why the brush did not work, because it's really not intended to be used with a brush. I haven't tried with my fingertips. I feel like it's a little thicker than I like my foundations to be. To use it with my fingertips. I do have a few that I prefer using with my hands, but I don't think this is going to be one of them. So I really think that the sponge is going to be the way to go with this BB cream. And I do still have a little bit left on my hand. So I used probably about 1.5 times, not times, but 1.5, 3/4. It's not even early. I don't have an excuse. Okay. I used about 3/4 of what I put on my hand. Now the Ulta website, really there aren't many claims other than evening out your skin tone and providing a shine-free finish all day. I'm going to go to the CoverGirl website real quick and see what they say about it and see if there's any additional claims. Basically, it's the same thing. It just says that it provides an even skin tone, oil-free, won't clog pores, hides blemishes, and keeps you shine free all day long. So it doesn't claim to have a full coverage, and I don't feel like it has like an extremely full coverage. Upon first application, I feel like it's more medium, and it can be built up to a little bit of a higher medium, but I don't think it's quite to full. And I also think that if you did use your fingertips, you could definitely get a more sheer coverage. So I feel like it's versatile in the amount of coverage you get. And right now, it's pretty darn matte. Like, I don't see much like shininess coming through. Just from my skincare products alone, I can look a little bit radiant. Now, I'm not oily skinned, but I can still have a little bit of shine come through just naturally. I mean, from, like I said, from my SPF, from my serums and stuff, I tend to be a little bit more shiny in the morning. So a lot of times my even matte foundations don't cover that all. I don't feel like I'm shining through it all, to be honest. Like, I just feel like it's a nice matte finish, but it doesn't look flat. Like, I still feel like it looks like skin. I think it looks really good for a BB cream. Okay, so this is with all the other makeup on. I will say it works really well under makeup. And I don't know, this is the first time that I've used this powder. It's the Chanel Universal Loose Powder that I got in my So Schwa box that I talked about in my video on Wednesday. And when I put that on my face, like magic happened. And I don't know if it's the powder, if it's the, let me try to zoom you in. I don't know if it's the powder or if it's the BB cream or if it's a combination of both, but I really like it. So if you can see, I don't have any pores right now. Like, any that I did have, the BB cream and the powder together, and really the BB cream, I felt like kind of diminished those. The most thing I'm going to worry about is whether or not it's going to sink into fine lines, and if it is going to get any kind of shiny throughout the day. But right now it worked so well under my other makeup that I put on top. So I'm excited to see how this is going to play throughout the day. It's 10:30 right now. I have a couple errands to run. I have some paperwork to do, and then I have to hit the gym later this afternoon. So I will definitely check back in later tonight and let you know how this worked. But so far, I am for the moon impressed with this drugstore product. So I will see you in a second. Okay, so it is now a little after 9 o'clock. So I have had this foundation on for 10.5 hours, or BB cream, I guess I should say, which is quite a long time to have a BB cream on. And I will say that I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I love this stuff. Like, really, really like this stuff. I feel like it is very far up there to like my L'Oreal Pro Matte. I feel like it kind of gives the same finish. It definitely has the same longevity. I will zoom in real quick and just show you a couple of things. The only thing is that it does settle in just a little bit to my smile lines. I feel like that just started happening within the last couple hours though. And up here on my forehead, it's kind of come off, but I will say that, oh my goodness, I just found the first gray that I've ever had in my entire life sprouting out of my head. You've got to be kidding me. Y'all are witnessing this. Oh, holy cow. Oh my goodness. That's gray as gray can be. Oh, okay. Sorry. Y'all just witnessed a milestone in my life. Okay, I did sweat a very good amount at the gym today, so that is no different than any other foundation, honestly, when I sweated as much as I did. But other than that, I don't know if you can see, like, it has completely held up. Like, it's still, none of it has come off my nose. It is not sinking in into any lines except just a little bit on my smile lines, but again, the L'Oreal Pro Matte does that too. My pores still look really good. I don't feel like it's worn off. Like, I don't see any of my redness in much more than I did when I first applied it. So this is a winner, y'all. I am happy with it. Unfortunately, because it does have alcohol in it, I won't be using it every day. I like to at least put 2 or 3 days in between the foundations that have alcohol in it. I just don't prefer to put that on my face every day, but to each their own. I think if you have normal to oily skin, you need to give this a go, like, right away. Super affordable. Very high up there. I did like the Ready Set Gorgeous. I like this way more. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I am going to try it one day when I have a couple of dry patches to see how it works on dry skin, but I don't feel like it's like, I didn't feel tight. I didn't feel like it sucked all the moisture out of my skin throughout the day. So I think it might even work on dry skin to a certain degree. So I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to make this short and sweet. I really like it. I like it. So again, CoverGirl Clean Matte. I'm in the color light medium. If you haven't tried this, take $6, go to Walmart and get this because it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions, if you tried this, what you think about it. If you have super oily skin, what you think about it, because I feel like it's going to hold up really well considering how much I sweated during my workout, but I still would like to know your opinion. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already before you leave today so you get notified for any of my future videos. And also, some of y'all have been telling me that I'm not popping up in your notifications or your subscription feed, so be sure and click the bell down there if you want to be notified regardless of every time I post. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, have a very blessed day.